Hi guys, welcome back. So in this day 4 of learning Unreal Engine, we are going to learn what is material, how materials are created in Unreal Engine, what is material instance, and how you can create some really advanced material quickly with the help of Unreal Engine material system. So let's start with our scene now. I am going to open the first day scene which we created from the day 1. So let me just open it till it loads. Let's just wait for a minute. Now our scene is loaded here. You can see we have created something like this in day 2. Okay, so we are going to create materials here. So let's just start with a new level here. So let's just go to file, new level, and I'm going to take a basic scene here. We are going to start working with the materials, and this material is going to be served as a material template for my future project. So you can just use this again and again. So let's just create it that way. Okay, so I'm going to go to content drawer here in my first project levels, and I'm going to save this as, so file, save current level as, and I'm going to name it to material template. Now guys, this is going to be a really basic introduction and somewhat intermediate, but if you want to learn advanced material, I already have created material lectures before, so you can check that out. I have created how you can create advanced cloth material, advanced fabric material, advanced curtain material, then glass material for ray tracing, for lumen, for part tracing. So you can check that out as well. But in after today's video, you will be having a full material library which you can use for your future project. So let's just start now. Now, if you have used the 3D application like Blender, Maya, or 3ds Max, you know that they provide the default material, which is like, let's say you are using Max and Corona, then you have the Corona physical material. If you are using Maya and Arnold, then you have the Arnold shader. And if you are using Blender cycles, then you have the physical BSDF shader. Okay, so they are already loaded, but in Unreal Engine you need to create that master material once, so you get all the parameters like roughness slider, normal intensity slider, and all that stuff, and then you can just create some material instance and change it according to your needs. Okay, so let's start with our material introduction now. I'm going to go to content drawer here. I'm going to create a new folder here, and I'm going to name it to materials. Okay, materials template, so I can use it for the future videos as well. Now, in order to create your first material, just right click here and just create a new material here. I'm going to name it. So let's just first create the basic material. Then we are going to move to texture material. So I'm going to name it to M underscore. Let's just name it to plastic. Okay, so this will be our plastic base material. So you can use this a simple material without any textures. Okay. So I'm going to open this, but before doing that, I'm going to load some geometry here. So let's just go to our shapes here and let's just add our sphere. Okay, so we can work on this. Let's just zoom it here. Okay, and we are going to take duplicates as well. So let's just hold Alter and take some duplicates here as well. Okay, so let's just start now. I am going to just apply this material to here. Okay, but this is not a correct way. I'm going to show you a correct way to do, which is material instance. So let's just double click it first and open our material here. So just double click and your material will be open. Okay, you can take it here or you can take it on your another monitor if you are having. I find that this is a good thing to do, that you can see as well in the viewport that what you are doing, but make sure that this is a master material. So I'm going to create an instance and then I'm going to work with it. So as soon as you open it, I'm just going to maximize. You can see this is our material preview. This is our shader. So what type of shader do you want? Shading model, default, late, unlate, subsurface, hair, cloth. There are lots of things that you can use. Okay, then you have the blend mode to translucent if you are using a glass material. Okay, then you can use the translucent and all that stuff. And your material domain will be always 99% the surface. Okay, here you will find all the parameters: base, color, metallic, specular. So here you changes all the stuff, but you will not get it once you save it and open it. It will take you to this master material. So I'm going to show you what is material instance and how you can use it quickly. Okay, in order to move into this, you can just hold the right mouse button and just scroll, not scroll, just pen here, and so you can see move. And if you want to zoom in and zoom out, just scroll in and scroll out. Okay, that's easy. Now let's just move to another parameters. So let's start now. We are going to give it a color. So in order to give color to any material, you need to have a base color and you need to have a RGB color, RGB. So it is three basically, red, green and blue. So press and hold the 3 key and click here. So you will find this base color here, RGB color. Okay, you can see R, G and B. So what you need to hold? You need to hold 3 key and just click, and then you will find this. Okay, and then just connect this to your base color. And now if I save it, okay, and you can say it's applying the changes, and now you can say it's not applied here because we need to drag and drop it. Okay, right now just drag and drop your master material so you can see the result here. Okay, so in order to change the color, you can just double click and change the color here. Okay, and if I press OK, you can say it's not updating live here. Now what is the reason behind this? Because this is a master material, you need to save it again and again to see the effect here. So what we can do, we can create a material instance, which I will show you in some time. Okay, but let's start with the another parameter, which is a metallic. So plastic doesn't have any metal, so we are not going to use this, but I want to use this specular. So let's just promote it to parameter, right click and promote to parameter. So now you can see we have a specular tab as well, and we can give the specular of 0.5, which is a default value. Okay, you can see the result here as well. So now there is a roughness tab. Again, right click and promote it to parameter, and you will see that we have this roughness parameter as well. Okay, so let's just drag it here. Okay, you can see right now roughness is 0. So you can see there is a total shine here, which you can see here as well. If I move here, okay, you can see here as well. See, this is the shine that I'm talking about. Now, if you want a rough, so you can go for 0.3, and now you can see it's a rough surface. Okay, great. So let's just save this. This is our basic plastic which we are going to create. So let's just save this and let's just close. Now, in order to see the live changes, if I change the material values or if I change the roughness values, it should be update live. So in order to do that, in order to do it like Max, Maya, Blender, shading and all that stuff, you need to right click and create a material instance. So let's just name it to plastic shine. Okay. So here you can see now you need to apply this here. And now if I double click it here, you can see it's same but somewhat different. You can see the parameter. This is how your 3ds Max, Maya, Blender works. Okay. So now you can see we have this roughness tab, this specular tab, but we don't see any base color. Okay. So you need to promote that base color which we created to parameter as well. So just double click it here. And let's just right click and promote this to parameter. So convert to parameter, and I'm going to name it to base color. Okay, this is done. Let's just save this. And now if I go again to my main material, you can see now we have this base color as well. Okay, so now if I change the color, you can see we are updating live. Okay, great. See. And now if I want some roughness more or less, you can see the result as well. Okay, yeah, so this is good. This is our plastic shine material. Okay, so this is good. Now let's just create another material which is going to be plastic rough. So what you can do, you can just right click and convert create material instance. Let's just name it to plastic rough. Okay, so this is how you create your library here. So let's just drag and drop it here. I'm going to move it here. Okay, we are going to double click it here again, and let's just change the color to blue this time. Okay, and it's already rough, so that's a good thing. So let's just save. So now you have the plastic material which is done successfully. Okay, let's just create a metal material. So what I can do, I can duplicate this. Okay, so let's just right click, okay, and duplicate it. Or what you can do, Control D as well. And I'm going to name it to not m_plastic. I'm going to name it to m_metal. Okay, and I'm going to double click it here. And now you know that we need a metallic value in order to create a metal material. So right click and promote it to parameter. And now you can see we have this metal. So 0 is by default value. If I do 1, you can see we have this metal here. Okay, so let's just do 1 here. Let's just save this and let's just close this. Okay, and now we can create a material instance for this as well. Create material instance. So let's just name it to gold, let's say, and let's just drag and drop it here. Okay, and what we are going to do, we are going to just double click it here. You can change the value of the gold here. So let's just go for somewhat rose gold like this. Okay, yeah, this is good. And what we can do, we can take down the roughness to, let's say, 0.1, and now you can see the result here as well. Okay, this is looking nice. And what else we can do, we can also have the roughness here as well. Okay, or if you want to go for a pure gold, you can do that as well. See. Okay, got it, guys? So this is really easy to work with. You can go for 0.115 as well, and you can see the result. Okay, so you can create lots of aluminum, steel, then black paint material, okay, metal paint material. You can do lots of stuff. So let's just create one more, which is a rough metal. So let's just what we can do, right click, convert material, create material in instance, and let's just name it to black rough metal. Okay, and let's just apply this here. And now what we can do, we can just double click it here, and let's just change the base color to, let's say, something like this. I want to go here, and now you can see the result here. Okay, I am going to give the roughness as well to point maybe 25. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, and now you can see the result. See, okay, so we have created some basic materials, but now what? Now we need to create our texture materials. Okay, so let's just do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click, create a new material, and I'm going to name it to m underscore texture material. Okay, and let's just create a floor here so we can see. So let's just go to our modeling, and I'm going to create what we say a rectangle here. Okay, something like this, and I'm going to make it bigger here. So let's just have the width and height of 500 by 500. Okay, you can see it here. So let's just go to maybe 5000 by 5000. Okay, yeah, this is nice, and let's just accept it. Okay, so we have created this, and now I'm going to delete this flow here. Okay, so we have this floor here, and you can see the result as well. Okay, you can resize it as well, you can do the UVs as well here in Unreal Engine. So let's just quickly do the UVs. So let's just go to UVs, and let's just do project UVs, and I'm going to do a plane here and reset this. So now you can see we have this UVs perfectly tiled. Okay, so yeah, good. So let's just create a material now. So I'm going to create let's say floor material, or let's just start with a concrete one or something like that. Okay, so let's just create a copy here as well. Okay, so this is going to be my material, which is going to be textured material. So in order to have the textures, we need to download the textures as well. So let's just right click and create a new folder. Let's just name it to textures here. Okay, and we are going to add some textures here. So in order to use the textures, you have some websites here which are free. This is sharetextures.com, then ambientcg.com, and then we have the polyheaven textures as well. So let's just take a texture from here, and then we are going to create some stuff here. So let's just start with this rebar reinforced concrete. So if I click here, you can see we have this result here, and this is in the 4K. I don't want the blend file, I want the zip file. Okay, and it will have this all textures. AO is there, diffuse is there, then we have the displacement, mask, normal is there, roughness is there. Okay, these are in EXR, you can see. So I want some JPG here, so I'm going to deselect this. Okay, you can see we have the roughness which we want. Metal is also there. Okay, yeah, so it's a what we say a RGB mask. AO means R means this means this and this. But don't worry, I'm going to explain it in detail in future videos. So let's just download this now. So I am going to click here download, and it is going to start download. Once this is downloaded, okay, you can see here it is downloading. Okay, let it just download quickly. So I'm going to use this one material, and let's have one more material, some concrete one as well. Okay, so like a one tiles floor. Yeah, this is nice. So let's just have this as well. Okay, this is coming soon. So let's just go for another, let's say, floor. Okay, so let's just go to floor. Early access is there. Yeah, this is a thing that we can use, or maybe let's just have some other stuff that we can use. I am going for some shine as well. Okay, you can browse it easily. Okay, so let's just Okay, let's just go for this. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to download the zip as well. But again, before downloading, you can decide what you want and what you don't want. Okay, so let's just download this as well. You can see the result. This is how it's looking. So let's just click on 3D and you can see in 3D how this is going to look. So you can see here, this is how it is going to look in the material tab. Okay, so let's just work with this and I will show you how quickly you can create one master material and have all the instance then. Okay, so just extract this out. I'm going to extract it quickly here. So let's just right click, show more options or directly extract all. Okay, so let's just go here and I'm going to have the textures folder. I'm going to make this bigger here and I'm going to have my diffuse, then my normal. Now there are two normals, DX and GL. Okay, GL is used for offline render, means like Arnold and all that stuff, and for real time we use the DX. Okay, we will need this roughness as well. So yeah, we will take these three maps here and now I'm going to drag and drop it to our textures folder. Okay, this is done. I'm going to again go back to my selection mode. Let's just create a material now. So we have this texture material. Let's just drag and drop it here first so we can see it here and then we will apply it here. Okay, or we can directly apply it here as well. So let's just do that only. I'm going to do Control Z here and let's just apply it here. Okay, so we have applied this. You can see we have this textures as well. So if I double click and open it, now you can see we have this tab here. Okay, so let's just make it bigger so we can see here as well. And let's just drag and drop it directly. Okay, the textures. So 1, 2, hold Control and select all of them and just drag and drop. Okay, so this is done. So this is the basic workflow that you do. You connect the base color to base color, then you connect the normal to normal. Okay, you do this and then you connect the roughness to your roughness. Okay, and you have this material and you go to right click and promote the specular parameter. Okay, and let's just do 0.5 and your basic material is ready. So if I save it, you will see we have this base material here. Okay, this is looking really good, but we want to control it. Let's say you want to control UVs, you want to control the roughness parameter, you want to control the normal intensity, you want to control the tint, hue. Okay, so how you can do that? So now let's just start with that. So what first we will do, we will promote all these two parameters here. Okay, then we can start working on this. So this is right click and convert to parameter. Let's just name it to normal texture. Okay, you can do the grouping system as well, but I'm not going to do that because this is a beginner level tutorial. Convert to parameter. Let's just name it to roughness. Okay, and let's just right click and convert this to parameter and let's just name it to diffuse texture. Okay, so this is done. Now what you need to do, you need to have the controls here. So in order to do that, we are going to need some nodes that we are going to connect. So let's just first hold M key, M for multiply, and just click here. So you will have the multiply node, or else what you can do, you can right click and search for multiply. Okay, but I'm going to use the shortcut keys. So hold M key here. Okay, we are going to make this bigger here. Hold M key and just click, so you will have the multiply. Take your diffuse texture to A, and now we want a parameter that controls what we say brightness. So just right click and promote it to parameter here, and let's just name it to diffuse underscore brightness. Okay, so now we have this brightness here and you can see it's 0 here. So if I save it, and let's just create a material instance as well. Okay, so I'm going to do something like this so we can see it here. Okay, right click. So let's just go back to our material library and I'm going to just right click here and create material instance. Let's just name it to tiles. Okay, and here you can see we have this tiles material and let's just drag and drop. Okay, so now if I double click and open the tiles material here, you can see we have the specular tab and we have this diffuse normal roughness tab as well. Okay, and you can see there are lots of parameters, like a specular is also there, and you can see right now we cannot see brightness because we need to connect this to our base color. Okay, so if I do this now, you can see it's black here. Okay, so why it is black? Because the value by default of the brightness is 0, but you need to do it 1 here. So now you can see, so if I take it 3, you can see it's getting brighter here. Okay, so now you have this brightness here. So by default, I told you the value should be 1. Now what we need to add the contrast here. So contrast is also easy to do in Unreal Engine. We need to multiply it basically with a power. Power means 2, 4, 6, 8 and something like that. So let's right click and type power here. You will find a node. Okay, take your base value here to the base, and here I'm going to right click and promote to parameter, and let's just name it to diffuse underscore, okay, contrast. And this is done. And now we are going to just drag it here, and by default the contrast should be 1. Okay, and let's just save it. So we are going to take this to base color, but not now, because now we need to have the control to what we say to have the saturation. Now directly saturation node is not there, so we need to desaturate it first and then inverse it. Okay, so just take your power here, and then you need to invert it here. So right click and promote to parameter, but before doing that we need to have one more mode. So I will show you just a second. Saturation. Okay, but you know this is a desaturation node, so this is not going to work. Why it is not going to work? Because this is what we call a desaturation node. Okay, so we need to saturate it first. So in order to do that, invert it, we are going to add a 1 minus node. Okay, so 1 minus, and you can see this, and I'm going to just connect it here. So now it is going to reverse this, and now if I take it here, you can see by default 0 is there. So if I take the saturation to 1, okay, this is looking good. And if I take the saturation to 0, this is going to be black and white. Okay, you can see. And if I take the saturation here and increase it, okay, so let's just increase this to, let's say, maybe 3. Now you can see we have the most saturation value. See, okay, so this is how you control it. And the last thing that we need is we want a tint here. Okay, so let's just again hold M and add a multiply. Take this to here, and we are going to take it to here, and we are going to have a tint as well. So what we need to do, we need to hold 3 key, have color here. Okay, we are going to have a color here, something like this, and now we are going to connect it here. So this is going to be our color. Let's just do white here, which is our default color, and let's just save this. Right click, again convert to parameter, and we are going to name it to diffuse underscore tint. Okay, and now you have the diffuse ready. So if I go to material instance here, you can see we have all these parameters. So now I can increase the brightness, decrease the brightness, increase the contrast here as well. So you can see how we are getting this result. And we have this specular as well. Okay, you can see the result here, and we have this diffuse tint as well. So you can change the tint as well. Yeah, this is nice. See, so we have almost done this. Okay, which is a good thing. Now what we want, we need to have the same controls in our roughness as well. So I'm just going to copy and paste this out. Okay, so till here we are going to take Control C, and here we are going to press Control V. And now I'm going to connect it here. Okay, diffuse brightness to A. So the roughness to A, and we are going to connect this to our roughness here. Okay, this is done. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to rename this. So to roughness. Okay, so roughness is done, and this diffuse contrast we have taken. Okay, so we forgot to have this two node, this power node here. Again, Control C, Control V. Okay, if you remember how it is going to work, so we don't need a specular here. Sorry, so we need to connect it here. Okay, and we need the base to be our this. Okay, and this is going to go into our roughness here. So this is done. Okay, you can see we have this roughness parameter, and now for normal intensity you cannot do it like this. Okay, what you need to do, you need to have a certain things here basically, which I'm going to show you, so you will get the idea. So in order to have a normal intensity, we need to first flatten it. Okay, so just right click and type flatten normal, and now you will take normal, which is here. And for flatness, I'm going to right click. This is not flatness basically, this is our intensity. So normal underscore intensity. Okay, this is done. And now I'm going to take this. Okay, but before doing this, it is doing flatness. Okay, as I told you, this is not flat, we need a intensity. So I'm again going to invert it by 1. minus. Okay, so let's just connect this to 1 minus. So this is going to invert it, this is going to non-flatten it. Okay, and then just take this to normal. So now you can play with this value as well. So let's just save this here, and now our master material is done. Okay, I'm not going to cover advanced, you can check out my other videos for that. So now you can see the result here as well. Okay, you can see we can control all the stuff here. So let's just control it here. So if I want more normal intensity, I can increase it. You can see the result as well. Okay, you can see it here. We can tweak the roughness, brightness as well. You can see the result here. Okay, this is really cool. Yeah. And now what we can do, we can also have the roughness contrast as well. Okay, which is here somewhere. So where is our roughness, brightness? Yeah, diffuse contrast. We need to rename this to what we say roughness contrast. Okay, roughness. This is done, and let's just save this here. And if I go here, now you have the tab as well of roughness contrast, and we can play with the contrast values as well of the roughness. See, so this is a really good thing. Now you can control each and every material. Now let's say we want that material that we created. Okay, so what we can do, we can have that as well. Okay, so let's just go to textures and let's just quickly extract that as well. So I'm going to go backwards. Okay, you can have the floor material, all that stuff you can have. Okay, now you have this master material ready with you. Now you just need to replace them. So let's just go to textures. Okay, and you, if you want, you can have the AO map as well. Okay, there is a tab for that, so you can do it as well, but I'm going for totally beginner lessons here, so I'm not going to show you that right now. Okay, so let's just have this and this our DX. Okay, and let's just drag and drop it here. So this is ready. Let's just go to our material templates. We are going to master, right click, create material instance, and let's just name it to what we say concrete brick. Okay, something like that, doesn't matter. Then just drag and drop it here, and now just you need to replace the material and play with the stuff. Okay, that's easy here. So just click here, just go here into the textures, just drag here your diffuse texture, your roughness, and your normal, and this is done. See, but the main thing now that is missing is our UVs. Okay, so in order to do the UVs, you can add all the nodes and all that stuff, but there is a easy method. What is that? Just go to fab library and import one material, only one material of fab of Quixel. Okay, so let's just type here surface we want. So let's just type ground. Okay, and I'm going to press the enter key. So now you can see this is a forest ground from Quixel here, dirt ground. So just click here and just add to your project. Okay, just do this. Why we want that? Because we want this master material. So now this is done. We are not going to use it, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the master material here. Now in a second I will tell you why we have done this. So we need to control the tiling here. So just right click and write mf underscore tile, and you can see there are lots of tiling here. You can select any one of them. Now this will not be appearing here if you are not importing just one shader, because this need to have a master material of Quixel Megascan. Okay, why I'm using this, I will show you in a second. So if I do this here, okay, and this is going to go here, okay, and this is going to go here. So this is done. Let's just save it here. And now if I go here, you can see we have this global, and in tiling we have all these options. Okay, so this was not possible till until you need to add lots of nodes here. So if I double click it here, you can see we need to add all these nodes to get this stuff. But once you import one material of Quixel, you can have this mf underscore tiling function material. This is what we call function material. Okay guys, so now I can increase or decrease the tiling. Okay, so let's just do, let's say 4 by 4. Now you can see we have the styling here. This is looking nice. Now we need to increase the offset, or if you want to rotate the texture, you can rotate the angle as well. Okay, but we don't want this. Then you can play with, let's say you want a dark shader, you can do that as well. You can increase the contrast, you can increase the normal. Now you can see the details. Okay, you can play with the roughness here as well, so you can see the result. Okay, you can decrease the saturation. Now you can see the result here. So this is looking really good, and this is really easy guys. So now you got the point. Okay, you can import one more texture and do the texturing part. So this is how easy it is to control all this stuff, okay, with the help of materials. And you can create 80 to 90% of the materials with the help of the system that I have taught you today in the day 4 of learning materials for Unreal Engine. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy this series. I'm going to add 2 more days here. In day 5, we are going to start with the level design, and in day 6, we are going to animate and render it out. Okay. So I hope you are enjoying this series. If you are liking this videos, please comment down that you are liking this or not. Okay. Leave your comment so I get motivated to create much more videos like this. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you enjoy this video, please press that like button, share it with your friends who wants to learn Unreal Engine. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel and show your support in the comments as well. I will see you next time. Bye bye guys.